Are you waking up 3 times every night to urinate, yet dismissing it as just another part of getting older? What if I told you that one simple daily habit you've been doing for decades is quietly sabotaging your prostate health, and you probably have no idea it's happening? If you're a man over 60 struggling with frequent urination, weak urine flow, or that frustrating feeling that your bladder never fully empties, you're not alone. Nearly 90% of men your age are dealing with these exact symptoms, and most have been told it's simply inevitable. But here's what your doctor may not have explained. There's likely one specific habit in your daily routine that's accelerating your prostate enlargement faster than age alone ever could. Please don't forget to share the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Dr. Vicky, and I've spent over 30 years as a urologist specializing in men's health. In my practice, I've seen thousands of men transform their prostate health by addressing this single overlooked factor. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what this habit is, why it's so destructive to your prostate, and most importantly, how you can reverse its effects starting immediately. The habit I'm talking about isn't what you'd expect. It's not smoking, drinking, or poor diet, though those matter too. It's something far more subtle, something you likely do without thinking, and something that's been normalized in our society to the point where questioning it seems almost ridiculous. But before I reveal what this habit is, you need to understand exactly what's happening inside your body right now. Your prostate is a walnut-sized gland that sits just below your bladder, wrapping around your urethra like a donut. When you're young, this arrangement works perfectly. But as you age, your prostate begins to grow, and this growth can squeeze your urethra like a garden hose being stepped on. This condition is called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH, and it affects nearly every man who lives long enough. But here's the crucial point. While some prostate growth is natural with age, the rate and extent of that growth can be dramatically influenced by your daily choices. And there's one choice in particular that's acting like fertilizer for prostate cells, causing them to multiply faster than they should. The habit is prolonged sitting. Yes, you heard that correctly. The simple act of sitting for extended periods throughout your day is creating a perfect storm of conditions that accelerate prostate enlargement. And if you're like most men over 60, you're probably sitting far more than you realize. Think about your typical day. You wake up and sit down for breakfast. You sit in your car, driving to appointments. You sit at your desk in meetings, watching television, reading, using your computer. You sit during meals, in waiting rooms, at social gatherings. When you add it all up, you're likely sitting for 8, 10, or even 12 hours every single day. Here's why this is devastating for your prostate. When you sit, especially for long periods, you're putting direct pressure on your prostate gland. This constant compression reduces blood flow to the area, creates inflammation, and prevents the natural drainage of prostatic fluid. It's like having a tourniquet around your prostate for most of your waking hours. But the damage goes deeper than just physical pressure. Prolonged sitting triggers a cascade of hormonal changes that directly fuel prostate growth. When you sit for hours, your body produces less testosterone and more estrogen. This hormonal shift is one of the primary drivers of prostate enlargement. Additionally, sitting increases insulin resistance, which promotes inflammation throughout your body, including in your prostate. The lymphatic system, which is responsible for removing toxins and waste products from your tissues, becomes sluggish when you sit. Your prostate relies on lymphatic drainage to stay healthy, and when this system isn't functioning properly, inflammatory compounds accumulate in the prostate tissue, causing it to swell and grow. There's also the issue of heat. When you sit, especially in tight clothing or on warm surfaces, the temperature around your prostate increases. Elevated temperature in the pelvic area has been shown to increase prostate inflammation and can accelerate the growth of prostate cells. Now, you might be thinking, but Dr. Vicky, I'm retired. I don't sit at a desk all day. But retirement often makes this problem worse, not better. Many retired men replace their work-related sitting with even more recreational sitting, longer television sessions, extended computer use, more time reading longer car trips. Without the structure of work, many men actually become more sedentary than they were during their working years. The research on this is crystal clear. Studies have shown that men who sit for more than 6 hours per day have a 54% higher risk of developing severe BPH symptoms compared to men who sit for less than 3 hours. Another study found that every additional hour of sitting per day increases prostate volume by approximately 3%. But here's where it gets really interesting. The effects of prolonged sitting on your prostate aren't just cumulative over years, they're immediate. Within just 30 minutes of sitting, blood flow to your pelvic region begins to decrease. After an hour, inflammatory markers in your prostate tissue start to rise. After 2 hours, the pressure on your prostate becomes significant enough to affect urine flow. This explains why many men notice their symptoms are worse in the evening after a full day of sitting, or why they have more difficulty urinating after long car rides or extended periods at the computer. Your prostate is literally being squeezed and inflamed by your daily habits. Now, I know what you're thinking. I have to sit sometimes. I can't stand it all day. And you're absolutely right. The solution isn't to never sit again. It's to understand how to sit properly and, more importantly, how to interrupt your sitting patterns in ways that protect your prostate health. The first strategy is the 20-20-20 rule, but I've modified it specifically for prostate health. Every 20 minutes, stand up for at least 20 seconds and do 20 gentle pelvic movements. This could be pelvic tilts, gentle hip circles, or simply shifting your weight from one foot to the other. This brief interruption is enough to restore blood flow to your prostate and prevent the buildup of inflammatory compounds. But we can do much better than just interrupting your sitting. There are specific positions and techniques that can actually promote prostate health while you're sitting. The key is to avoid putting direct pressure on your perineum, the area between your scrotum and anus, which is directly above your prostate. One of the most effective techniques is called active sitting. Instead of slumping back in your chair, sit forward on the edge of your seat with your feet flat on the floor and your knees slightly apart. This position takes pressure off your prostate and allows better blood flow to the area. Additionally, engage your core, muscles slightly not enough to cause strain, but enough to maintain good posture and support your pelvic floor. The type of chair you use makes a tremendous difference. Traditional chairs with hard, flat seats are the worst for prostate health. Instead, look for chairs with a cutout or depression in the seat that reduces pressure on your perineum. Some men find that sitting on a donut cushion or a specialized prostate cushion can make a significant difference in their symptoms. Temperature control is another crucial factor. Avoid sitting on heated seats, leather furniture in direct sunlight, or anywhere that might increase the temperature around your prostate. Heat increases inflammation and can worsen BPH symptoms. If you must sit in a warm environment, use a cooling cushion or take frequent breaks to cool down. Your clothing choices also matter more than you might realize. Tight pants, especially those with restrictive waistbands, can increase pressure on your prostate. Choose loose-fitting clothing, and consider suspenders instead of belts to avoid any constriction around your waist and hips. Now, let's talk about the specific activities that are most problematic for prostate health. Long-distance driving is one of the worst offenders. The combination of sitting, vibration from the vehicle, and often poor posture creates a perfect storm for prostate inflammation. If you must drive long distances, stop every hour to walk around for at least 5 minutes. Adjust your seat so that your knees are slightly higher than your hips, and use a lumbar support cushion to maintain proper posture. Desk work, even if you're retired, can be just as problematic. Many men spend hours at computers managing finances, staying in touch with family, or pursuing hobbies. The key is to set up your workspace properly. Your monitor should be at eye level, so you're not hunching forward. Your feet should be flat on the floor, and you should have a clear path to stand up easily every 20 minutes. Television watching is another major culprit. The average American watches over 4 hours of television per day, and for many retired men, this number is even higher. The problem isn't just the sitting, it's the complete inactivity. When you're watching TV, you're not even engaging your muscles to maintain posture like you would at a desk. Consider watching TV while standing occasionally, or at least do some gentle stretching during commercial breaks. Reading is an activity that many men over 60 enjoy, but it often involves prolonged sitting in poor positions. Instead of sitting hunched over a book for hours, try alternating between sitting and standing while reading. E-readers and tablets can be particularly problematic because they encourage poor posture. Hold your reading material at eye level to avoid hunching forward. But the solution goes beyond just changing how you sit. You need to actively counteract the effects of sitting with specific exercises and movements designed to promote prostate health. The most important of these are pelvic floor exercises, commonly known as Kegels. Your pelvic floor muscles support your prostate and help control urination. When you sit for long periods, these muscles become weak and tight, contributing to BPH symptoms. Kegel exercises involve contracting and releasing these muscles, and they can be done anywhere, anytime, even while sitting. To perform a Kegel exercise, imagine you're trying to stop the flow of urine midstream. Contract those muscles for 5 seconds, then relax for 5 seconds. Repeat this 10 times, 3 times per day. As you get stronger, you can increase the contraction time to 10 seconds. The beauty of Kegels is that no one knows you're doing them. You can do them while sitting at your computer, watching TV, or even in social situations. Hip flexor stretches are equally important. When you sit, your hip flexors, the muscles that connect your thighs to your abdomen, become tight and shortened. This tightness can contribute to pelvic floor dysfunction and prostate problems. Simple stretches like lunges, the couch stretch, or even just bringing your knees to your chest can help counteract this tightness. Deep breathing exercises, specifically targeting your pelvic floor, can also be incredibly beneficial. When you breathe deeply, allowing your belly to expand, you're gently massaging your prostate and promoting blood flow to the area. Practice diaphragmatic breathing for 5 minutes several times throughout the day, especially after periods of sitting. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What if you've been sitting for years or decades? Is the damage already done? The good news is that your prostate is remarkably adaptable. While you can't reverse all the effects of years of poor habits overnight, you can absolutely improve your symptoms and slow or stop further enlargement. I've seen men in their 70s and 80s experience dramatic improvements in their urinary symptoms simply by changing their sitting habits and incorporating the exercises I've described. The key is consistency. These changes need to become permanent lifestyle modifications, not temporary fixes. One of my patients, Robert, was 67 when he came to see me. He was waking up 4 to 5 times per night to urinate, had a weak urine stream, and was considering surgery. When I analyzed his daily routine, I discovered he was sitting for nearly 14 hours per day working on his computer, watching TV, and reading. We implemented the strategies I've outlined, and within 6 weeks, he was down to waking up only once per night. Within 3 months, his urine flow had improved significantly, and he avoided surgery entirely. Another patient, James, was a retired truck driver who continued to experience prostate problems years after retirement. He couldn't understand why his symptoms weren't improving since he was no longer driving long distances. But when we examined his daily routine, He had simply replaced driving with other forms of sitting television, computer use, and reading. Once he started interrupting his sitting every 20 minutes and doing the exercises I prescribed, his symptoms improved dramatically. The timing of when you sit also matters. Your prostate is most susceptible to the effects of prolonged sitting in the evening, when hormone levels naturally fluctuate. This is why many men find their symptoms are worse at night. By being particularly mindful of your sitting habits in the evening hours, you can often improve your nighttime symptoms significantly. Diet plays a supporting role in this equation. While changing your sitting habits is the most important factor, certain foods can either help or hurt your prostate health. Foods that promote inflammation, such as processed meats, refined sugars, and excessive amounts of red meat, can make the inflammatory effects of sitting worse. On the other hand, foods rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and natural anti-inflammatory compounds can help counteract some of the damage. Tomatoes, which contain lycopene, are particularly beneficial for prostate health. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines provide omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation. Green tea contains compounds that have been shown to slow prostate growth. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc, which is essential for prostate function. Broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables contain compounds that help the body process hormones more effectively. Hydration is another crucial factor, but it's more complex than just drinking more water. Many men with prostate problems restrict their fluid intake to reduce urinary symptoms, but this can actually make things worse. Proper hydration helps flush toxins from your system and keeps your urinary tract healthy. The key is timing to drink most of your fluids during the day and reduce intake in the evening to minimize nighttime awakenings. Stress management is often overlooked, but critically important. Chronic stress increases cortisol levels, which can worsen prostate inflammation. The prolonged sitting that many men do while watching stressful news or dealing with financial concerns creates a double whammy physical pressure on the prostate combined with stress-induced inflammation. Sleep quality also affects prostate health. Poor sleep increases inflammation throughout the body, including in the prostate. Ironically, prostate problems often cause sleep disruption, creating a vicious cycle. By improving your sitting habits and reducing prostate inflammation, you can often improve sleep quality, which in turn further benefits your prostate health. The psychological aspect of dealing with prostate problems can't be ignored. Many men feel embarrassed or frustrated by their symptoms, and this emotional stress can actually worsen the physical symptoms. Understanding that your symptoms are largely within your control through lifestyle changes can be incredibly empowering. I want to address some common misconceptions about prostate health. Many men believe that prostate problems are inevitable with age, but this simply isn't true. While some prostate growth is normal, the severe symptoms that many men experience are largely preventable and treatable through lifestyle modifications. Another misconception is that you need expensive supplements or procedures to improve prostate health. While some supplements can be helpful, the most effective interventions are the simple lifestyle changes I've described, and they're completely free. Some men worry that they need to completely overhaul their lifestyle to see improvements. The truth is, even small changes can make a significant difference. Starting with just the 20-20-20 rule, interrupting your sitting every 20 minutes can begin to improve your symptoms within days. Technology can be both a help and a hindrance in managing your sitting habits. Smartphone apps and fitness trackers can remind you to stand up and move, but they can also contribute to the problem if you spend hours staring at screens. Use technology wisely. Set movement reminders, but also be mindful of how much time you're spending in sedentary screen-based activities. For men who work part-time or volunteer in retirement, consider requesting a standing desk or at least the option to alternate between sitting and standing. Many organizations are becoming more aware of the health benefits of reducing prolonged sitting and are willing to accommodate these requests. If you're dealing with other health conditions that make standing difficult, such as arthritis or heart problems, don't use this as an excuse to remain sedentary. Work with your healthcare provider to find safe ways to reduce your sitting time. Even shifting positions regularly while sitting can provide some benefit. The social aspect of sitting is often overlooked. Many social activities for men over 60 involve sitting playing cards, dining out, attending meetings, or events. You don't have to avoid these activities, but you can modify how you participate. Suggest walking meetings when possible, stand during parts of social gatherings, or choose restaurants with comfortable bar-height tables where you can stand occasionally. Traveling presents unique challenges for prostate health. Long flights, car rides, and unfamiliar environments can disrupt your normal movement patterns. Plan ahead for travel by researching rest stops on long drives, choosing aisle seats on planes so you can stand more easily, and packing comfortable clothes that don't restrict movement. The benefits of reducing prolonged sitting extend far beyond just prostate health. You'll likely experience improved circulation, better mood, increased energy, better sleep, and reduced risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Many of my patients report feeling years younger after implementing these changes. I want to emphasize that these strategies work best when combined with appropriate medical care. If you're experiencing prostate symptoms, don't try to self-diagnose or self-treat. See a urologist for proper evaluation and to rule out more serious conditions. The lifestyle changes I've described can complement medical treatment, but shouldn't replace it. Regular prostate screenings remain important, regardless of how well you're managing your symptoms. Early detection of prostate problems allows for more effective treatment and better outcomes. Don't let improvements in your symptoms lead to complacency about regular medical care. The key to success with these lifestyle changes is to start small and build gradually. Don't try to implement everything at once. You'll likely become overwhelmed and give up. Start with the 20-20-20 rule, then add in the Kegel exercises, then modify your sitting positions, and so on. Each small change builds on the previous ones, creating a cumulative effect. Track your progress by keeping a simple diary of your symptoms. Note how often you wake up at night, rate your urine flow strength, and track any changes in urgency or frequency. This will help you see improvements that might otherwise be subtle and will motivate you to continue with the changes. Remember that improvement may not be linear. You might have good days and bad days, and that's normal. The overall trend over weeks and months is what matters, not day-to-day fluctuations. Be patient with yourself and trust the process. Finally, don't underestimate the power of these simple changes. In our high-tech medical world, it's easy to assume that complex problems require complex solutions. But sometimes the most effective interventions are the simplest ones. By addressing the fundamental issue of prolonged sitting, you're targeting one of the root causes of prostate problems in modern men. Your prostate health is largely in your hands. The daily choice to stand up, move around, and interrupt your sitting patterns is a powerful tool for maintaining your quality of life as you age. You don't have to accept frequent urination, weak urine flow, or interrupted sleep as inevitable parts of getting older. The habit of prolonged sitting may have been silently enlarging your prostate for years, but now you know what to do about it. Start today, set a timer for 20 minutes, and when it goes off, stand up and move for at least 20 seconds. Your prostate will thank you, and so will the rest of your body. Take control of your prostate health. The solution is simpler than you think, and it starts with just standing up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe to the channel.